Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of my Allthemodium SSP playthrough. In this episode, I would really like to start to get into AE2 autocrafting. It might not happen this episode. It might be a little bit of an ambitious goal for this episode, but we will definitely try. To start though, we are going to need to do some prep work before actually getting into the autocrafting. So the first thing, I did clear out a little bit more of an area just in preparation to, in the future, we're going to definitely expand this ME controller so that we can have more channels running off of it. I also made a little room over here, and it looks like we're above a giant cave. So that's nice. We don't have to do as much digging stuff out, but we are going to probably have to light this cave eventually. But this is probably where the start of the AE2 autocrafting will go as well. But for the prep work, we are dangerously low on diamonds. I think I only have about, let me see, like 20 left? 19 less than 20 left. So we'll go ahead and make some of these diamond seeds. I also want a little bit more of a power buffer before adding the auto crafting system, because it will definitely draw more power from our AE2 network, and so these diamonds will also come into play for that with Powah. So both of the diamond seeds are made. We will go ahead and collect the quest reward, hopefully getting another seed. Let's see what we get. We got a supremium ingot. So again, will be helpful, but not for now. Also, in between episodes, I did expand the farm a little bit with the accelerators and resonance chambers, or resonance generators. I probably will, maybe this episode, maybe not. I will get to kind of tiling these platforms. Part of the reason why I do want to get into autocrafting, so we can autocraft these chambers and accelerators, so it's a little bit easier. But might have to do a little bit of manual crafting for that. But I do have some spare ones in here. We'll just go ahead and put these in a little checkered pattern where there are no seeds. Go ahead and place these down. I do want these diamond seeds to have all four sides of it being surrounded. So we'll go ahead and place these two diamond seeds. I'm going to replace the wither skeleton seeds there. And so again, we are going to have to add this into our storage drawer network. So with that, there is going to be needing another couple of upgrades. I would also at this time like to make wood seeds. I think I can just make, let's see, dark oak. I'm pretty sure you can use that for the wood seeds. Let's see if this works. And bada boom, bada bing. Yep, that does turn into wood seeds. I'm pretty sure like any vanilla log. There's an unexplored wood seed, and I think that's with like some of the like regions unexplored mod. If you use one of their wood logs, it will basically give the modded versions of the wood. So we are gonna need, let's see, diamond essence, perfect, and the wood essence. Yep, there's the one there. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of the drawers and upgrades and go ahead and place them in our storage drawer network. And we have definitely seen this before, but go ahead and place the wood in the diamond, lock them, add them to the network, and then place the upgrades here. And so again, as I showed with the fertilized essence, I believe that's what they're called. Yeah, fertilized essence. Any wood and or diamonds already in our system. Let's see. Yeah, we have 58. We just have to take it in and out, and then take the wood essence in and out too. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and collect the wood seeds as well. Looks like we got an inferium apple. But yeah, so we'll let these diamond seeds grow again. Just wanted some more diamonds, wanting to turn these into the Niotic tier. I think that's called. I think that's what it's called. Yes, the Niotic tier. The Nitro tier is the top tier. So we'll let the diamonds run a little bit and be back when they're ready. So for the Niotic tier, which is the third tier from the top, again, Niotic, Spirited, then Nitro, we are going to need, again, diamonds. So to get the Niotic crystal, we're going to need a diamond with 300,000 FE per tech. So I just want to make a couple of Niotic tier generators just so we can have a little bit more power generation. So go ahead and put those in there. Looks like, I'm guessing, yeah, we're going to need to upgrade the tick speed a little bit just so it doesn't autofill. It looks like we're going to need 80 ticks. Let's see if that works. No, okay. So let's go ahead and take these out. Looks like we are going to need a little bit more power here. I think we're at our limit. So we'll go ahead and make some preparations to just change out these energy cables. I think all of these energy cables need an upgrade, and go ahead and upgrade the energizing rods as well. All right, and a little bit of prep work later, we did get enough to get some more of these. So let's go ahead and make, just this much more cables. I think this should be good. Perfect. And we will go ahead and grab the rods here. So we have 5 of them. Again, I'm hoping that we get maybe some more through quest rewards. I would really like that. I don't know if that will be the case. If not, we'll go ahead and just make whatever we need. But for the time being, again, I would like to hope for a quest reward. So we'll go ahead and turn all 5 of these into the blazing tier. Yes, we're gonna need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and another 10 of these. Awesome. So again, just turning these all into blazing tiers so that we can just process and make stuff a little bit faster. And replace all of these wires with the blazing tier as well. So this should be all fine and dandy. Then drag these over to here. And go ahead and put the energizing rods on. All 5 like that. And let's go ahead and try to collect these, see if we get any luck. No, it looks like we got some energized steel and a blazing crystal. So now if we try to put the diamonds in here, and I know we can just place these in here, but it does look like they are functioning properly. We do have to submit this and add the Niotic tier to the crafting recipe, or to the item filter. And so now we are getting the Niotic tier, and looks like we got some energy cables. And looks like we might have just gotten more energy cables. Yes, okay. So we do want to start off with 9 of these. We are going to be making the couple of the Niotic thermo generators. So I'll get some blaze powder, and then we will start crafting up the thermo generator. So just from the 18 Niotic crystals we made, we did drain a good chunk of power. This was full before, almost half of it. So we are definitely going to want more of a power buffer and better power generation. So let's go ahead and mark this. And so we are going to need 4 of you if we can make another teeny capacitor. And I'm just going to snag the 2 on the ends here. And we can go ahead and turn these into the Niotic tier just after some. We're going to need 4 of these. So as you get higher up in tier, these do turn into a 1-to-1 ratio instead of like even the blazing capacitors. They will do a 1-to-2 ratio. So as you can see here, we get 2 of these per craft. We only get 1 of the Niotic capacitors per craft. So definitely going to want more Niotic crystals. So it looks like we can make 1 and 2. Awesome. So these will now generate 840 Fe per tick. So it's basically, well, double what we had prior for these. So we will probably just go ahead and turn all of these into Niotic tiers eventually. I think this is sufficient for now. But so with the other Niotic crystals, I do in the Powah quest line got more energy cables. We might just be able to switch these out to Niotic right away, just so we can have more, higher power storage and capacity. But so I do want to make a couple more things with Powah. I want a Niotic energy cell, which we are going to need another blazing. And yes, it looks like we have at least the resources. The other 2, remember in previous episode, I think I made 2 extra basic energy cells, but so these will be helpful to just go ahead and turn into another hardened cell. So we'll go ahead and make the Niotic cell. We'll be back once we have the resources to do so. So we did need a couple extra blaze rods to get the blazing crystals, but now we have another energy cell, and we can use the one that we currently have to make the Niotic one. And I think we should have enough of everything here. We are going to need another casing, and go ahead and pick this thing up, and no power. Okay. Hold on, I didn't realize it was draining that much. Let's see, what else do we need? We do need, I think we have everything in our inventory besides for the casing. So I think with that, we won't need power in order to make this. Yes, perfect. So we'll go ahead and place that up. Let it start to fill up. And go ahead and collect the quest reward. So the other thing I want to make is an ender cell that is Niotic. So we are going to need an ender core. I don't think we've made that before. That is just an eye of ender with a teeny capacitor and a dielectric casing. And with those 3 items, we can go ahead and, well, we are going to probably have to add this item to the filter as well. Again, just drag and drop. And if we go ahead and place, where'd the other one go? They're on my inventory. Boom, boom, and boom. And this will pick it up, it'll place it back down, and it should go. And perfect, we do now have an ender core. So we can go ahead and make the Niotic ender cell. And with this, it's very similar to the energy cell. However, if I place this down here, this will not, this doesn't have any capacity inside of here. So in order for this to be able to buffer with power, we are going to need to right click it with this energy cell. The higher up in tier you go, the more channels that you are going to be able to have access to. And so we can also make these ender gates, and these are for the Powah wireless power. This is this mod's version of wireless power. So we can basically make an ender cell in charge channel 1 if we slap this energy cell into here. And then if we switch to channel 2, I'll actually just go ahead and give a demonstration. So we have the 1 shifted in, and now it is starting to fill up with power. So we'll go ahead and place this up here. And again, we can flip through the channels, but if we flip the channel 2, all of these will be filling up with energy, not this, because channel 2 doesn't have a energy cell in order to store energy in. And so we can have up to 12 channels. Again, the higher up in tier we go, the more channels we have access to. So right now we only have 7, but once we get up to the Nitro tier, we'll have all 12 channels to work with. And why not? Just because we do have the resources to do so, just go ahead and make another Niotic thermogenerator. So as we were waiting for the power to buffer as well as for our diamonds to grow, we are going to get into applied Energistics P2P tunneling. So we'll make 2 of the P2P tunnels. There are different P2P tunnels for specific items. I'm just going to make the general P2P tunnel, and we are going to make the memory card as well. And so essentially how P2P works. So again, as you can see here, this is a absolute max of 8 channels. So if we only had if we max this out to 8, we wouldn't be able to add any more channels to this side. But now we're going to start getting into the dense cables. If we make a little bit more of these, and it looks like we have enough. The only thing we don't have enough of is the wool, unfortunately. Let's see. Can we make any wool? No, we cannot. So we can't. I'll make a dense cable in a bit to demonstrate, but if we put a dense cable here, we can have 32 of 32 channels, but I don't want to run dense cables all the way over here. So the P2P networking helps with reducing your channel usage. But I'm going to go grab some wool, and we'll be back once I do. So we did go out and get some wool. However, I do want to quickly switch gears here back to hostile neural networks, just so that we can solve the wool crisis that has been occurring. So we are going to now make a simulation chamber and a loot fabricator. And it looks like... Did I not make the simulation chamber? Is the loot fabricator... Shouldn't need it. Am I just not... Did I not make it? I thought I made it. Oh, well. But we'll go ahead and make that simulation chamber and the loot fabricator. I do want to get into Ender.io for this, and we're not going to fully automate this right now. We have a lot of setup to do before actually doing that. But I do want to at least start to get into the Ender.io energy conduits. So we're first going to make the energy conduits. We did get, again, the Vibrant Alloy Essence from Mystical Agriculture. So we are going to make it through that. But Vibrant Alloys, making them in and of itself aren't very complicated. We already have the alloy smelter. We would just need an energetic alloy and an ender pearl. And the energetic alloy is just glowstone, redstone, and gold. So really not that difficult to make. But since we do have the seed, we might as well use it. Conduits are also going to need conduit binders. So we'll go ahead and make just a handful of these, half a stack, and we do have to smelt this so it can function. So now we have some of the conduit binder. We can just go ahead and make some of the energy conduits from Ender.io, and we are going to also make the Ender Cell, or the Ender Gate from Powah. And I went ahead and dug a little bit of an area out back here. I'm just going to go ahead and place the energy conduits here. We're going to place the Ender Gate here, and we're going to make sure it's set on channel 1. And I am going to make sure that this is only extract. Sometimes mods, playing with each other, they don't play too nicely, so I just want to make sure that this is set to extract, and this is also set to extract. And so we're going to put the loot fabricator underneath and the simulation chamber up top here. and now it is filling with power. Perfect. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do this before because this is a million FE and this is 2 million FE, so probably did a number to our power, but we are sitting at 28 million, which is nice already. I am also going to turn this to off when powered, so we don't want this really running constantly, or at least I don't. So we're going to go ahead and put a lever over top of it, again, off when powered, so we're going to go ahead and just set it on. Now, in order for this to work, we are going to need a couple of things in it. I went ahead and just explored and killed some sheep. So we are going to need this basic sheep data model in here. We are also going to need prediction matrices, which isn't that expensive, just some clay, gold, iron, and some glass panes. So we'll just get a full stack of those and place them in here. Now, when we turn this off, this should be running. This has everything it needs to set up. Now, the model accuracy is 0.06. So this works on a percentage base. So this is probably going to fail. Yeah, it's going to fail. But the more it runs, the higher the tier and the higher the accuracy goes. And the higher the accuracy, obviously, the more likely you are to get a sheep prediction. And so after every iteration as well, you will get a respective generalized predictions. So we got some generalized overworld predictions here, which we can turn into nether predictions, but these are just useful to make certain items. Like we can make iron ingots with 4 of them in a rotten flesh, so simulating a zombie dropping an iron ingot. We can also make some spider eyes, some potatoes, some prismarine shards, gunpowder, cobwebs, and you can do the same thing with the generalized nether prediction. These come from nether mobs, so we can make gas tiers, blaze rods, all of that good stuff, some gold, some nether wart, just things that come from the nether itself. So I am going to let this run for a little bit. It's only costing 64 FE per tick, so it isn't going to break our power usage in the slightest, but the good thing about this is let's search up a sheep prediction. So if we right click this, we can see from the loot fabricator, you can get per prediction 32 wool, and it's of any color as well. So basically no need to dye wool anymore if you are using color coordination for your systems. You don't have to worry about dye for the wool. You can just go ahead and get the colored wool and then make, like, again, the colored cables from applied Energistics. So again, we'll let this run for a little bit. Hopefully soon get a sheep prediction. It will not auto, so these machines don't auto eject. And so part of the reason why I am going to be using the Ender IO conduits instead of other conduits is because I want to make this compact. So we're going to need eventually to filter in, pump in prediction matrices, but we're also going to need to pump out the generalized predictions and the predictions themselves. But then we're going to need to pump the predictions down into the loot fabricator and then pump the reward from the prediction back out. So instead of using like 3-4 different sides of each machine, we are just going to be utilizing one with some filters. But now with the wool, we can make some covered cables, and I did find an air balloon, which got me a lot of yellow and orange wool, if I can type. So we aren't hurting on wool at the moment. We'll just go ahead and make a full stack of these and make a full stack of these. Perfect. And now what we can do is we can make, I'm going to just make a handful of dense cables. I'm going to make 8 of them. And I am going to stick the first dense cable out here. So again, we can run the dense cables all the way out here. We are going to use all 32 channels for this autocrafter. But I don't particularly want to do that. I want to save my resources for the time being and keep these. So we are going to place an ME tunnel here. And I do believe direction matters. So if we were to place a cable here and another ME tunnel here, as you can see, the tunnel is facing this way. And if we were to connect these up, they're both facing the same way. So again, I like to think of it, again, as a tunnel. Since we're importing the system channels into here, the side is facing here, and whenever we want to export the channels, it's going to face the other way. And if we run the wires all the way over here, we'll just put it here for now and place the other P2P tunnel here. And we can go ahead and place our dense cable here as well. So as you can see though, the device is offline. We are going to need to do a couple of things. The first thing is we're going to need to supply it with power. So even though it is connected to our network here, it is not actually being supplied with power currently. So we are going to need to add a couple of quartz fiber cables here, and then some glass cables underneath. And now the device is online because we are supplying it the inner network now with power. The P2P tunnel does not do that for this inner network here. And so by doing this, we're not actually using a channel. We're just supplying it with power. Now, though, it is online but unlinked. We are going to need, this is where the memory card comes in. We are going to need to shift right click to create a new frequency. The frequency here, and you can, if you look on the memory card, you can see the frequency that is stored. And we can go ahead and right click the other tunnel and we can see the frequency change. So linked output side, and then this is the input side. Perfect. And you can shift right click this again to generate a new frequency, but let's say we're adding another P2P, I don't know, over here somewhere. We can then, if in this, or this has a different frequency on it, we can just right click it and load this frequency onto the card. So if you shift right click, it is a new frequency that is generated. If you just right click it, it will load the current frequency onto the card. And as we were explaining P2P networking, we did get some sheep predictions. So we'll go ahead and take those out and put them in here. Now, again, as you can see, all of the rewards. So how the loot fabricator works, you do have to select the reward. You don't have to select it every time, but in order to change the reward, we are going, if you would like to change the reward, you either need another loot fabricator that is preset up, or you're going to need to catch this before the loot actually generates. So we can select the white wool, it'll go in, and if we just shift left click the other sheep prediction, it'll automatically snap to the white wool. You can't, like, you don't need to, it's good and bad, you don't need to change predictions per prediction reward, but if you are going to want a different reward from the prediction, you either need another loot fabricator that is set up with that preloaded prediction or preloaded reward, or you're going to need to catch it and change it before it goes through. So we are running a bit low on time here. We are coming towards the end of this episode, but what I want to do to end the episode off is to make our first Allthemodium pickaxe, because this one is almost broken. So we're going to go ahead and, again, strip the enchants off of this. I don't know if I explained this when I first did it, but the reason why I grabbed 2 books is because there's only 2 enchants. So if there's 3 enchants on here, we need 3 books. So you just grab the number of books that, you know, as the number of enchants are on your item. But I do want to go ahead and make this switch because this is about to break. I don't, well, want to lose these enchants on it. I went ahead and made a diamond pickaxe. We're going to upgrade it to a netherite pickaxe. And yeah, we haven't made one before, but now we can go ahead and upgrade it to an Allthemodium pickaxe. And we will grab some XP and go ahead and put the fortune back on here and the efficiency back on here. So a little bit of, you know, back and forth with the different pickaxes, but now that we have the Allthemodium pickaxe, we can start to upgrade this to higher and better tiers. I do want to also make a shovel and an axe. So we'll go ahead and make the shovel and make the axe here. And if we go ahead and grab some more Allthemodium templates, some more netherite. And we'll get the 2 of the, and we still do have 1 left. That is awesome. We'll go ahead and upgrade these as well. So awesome. Yeah, we got now Allthemodium gear, which is fantastic. But I do think that's where I want to end this episode off at. I think I've mentioned before that these do not have any durability. So if I mine this, it will never break. So awesome upgrade. But yeah, we'll end the episode off there. Unfortunately, we did not get to auto crafting this episode. We just mainly dealt with better power generation, better power storage. So in the next episode, we will continue with trying to make the auto crafting dream possible. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one.